Hello all things Z fans, Dante here, and I'm going to do something a little different this week. Some of you may have noticed that last week on social media, I was talking about watching Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite comedy zombie movies of all time. It is such a good movie. And so I thought on today's episode, I might talk a little bit about the things I like about that movie, maybe some things you don't know about it, and just generally talk about this wonderful film. Just in case you folks don't know, this is going to be a spoiler-heavy episode of All Things Z. So if you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, first thing first, I highly recommend you go check it out. It is really one of my favorite movies. Now, also, I'd also like to ask you to click subscribe down there in the little button there, and also like the video if you enjoy it. And please comment in the box what you thought about Shaun of the Dead and what some of your favorite pieces were. Filmmaker Edward Wright and Simon Pegg, who wrote the script together, based the idea off of an episode of a TV show they had in England called Spaced. The episode featured the character that Simon Pegg played, who was high and stuck on a Resident Evil game, having a hallucination that he was killing zombies. And you can see kind of some of this stuff that has cropped from the episode into this. Also, almost the entire cast of Spaced at one point or another shows up in the movie, which is really cool. And in fact, most of the extras were people who were fans of the show Spaced. They had a message board for Spaced, and they put a call out on it saying, hey, come be in our movie, which that's so cool. Why doesn't more of that kind of stuff happen here in Eugene, Oregon? I wish it did. That would be so fun. One thing I'd like to say about the movie is that I firmly believe it is a horror film with elements of comedy. They do a great job of being funny and poignant, but at the same time, there are still all the classic elements of a horror zombie film. You know, they got blood and guts and gore. The scene where David gets killed is absolutely beautiful. Also, there's suspense and real terror at different points in the movie, especially when they're in the Winchester at the end of the film. Shaun of the Dead is the first in the Cornetto trilogy, which is so called after the ice cream treats that they like to eat. This happened because Edgar Wright used to use Cornetto ice cream as a way to get over hangovers, and he thought it would really be funny if Ed did the same thing in the movie. So you get ice cream in this. Red is for the blood and guts in Shaun of the Dead. Throughout the film, everyone tells Shaun how much better he could be doing if he wasn't tied to Ed. Something I know the feeling about. And I think one of the key takeaways from this movie is about growing up and becoming an adult. Shaun starts the film off as a young man, almost a boy really, kind of living from moment to moment, and over the course of a day has to become a grown-up and deal with lots of scary grown-up things. It's a really heavy film when you think about it. At the core of this film, I believe relationships are key. What I think I like most about the movie is the relationship between Shaun and Ed. They're best friends, and they stick together through everything. It's a heartwarming tale, and really at the end, when, as I said, spoiler territory, when Ed dies, you can really feel that Shaun is broken up and super sad about it. And you know, it's a really touching end that at the end of the movie, they end up together in the shed playing video games. Shaun doesn't care that his buddy's a mindless zombie, and Ed doesn't seem to mind that Shaun is nothing more than a snack. They're friends, and that's what matters. This film has the 3 H's: horror, humor, and heart. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It was one of the first films that really got me into zombies, and it will stay with me for all my days. So, I cannot recommend enough checking out Shaun of the Dead. Bye! Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to keep up with all of our antics, click here to subscribe. If you'd like to see our next video, click here. Thanks, and remember, if it starts with Z, it must be all things Z.